the PlayStation VR was released, one of the first games was a demo disc of sorts called PlayStation Worlds, giving us short games like VR Luge, where the player leans and slides down a highway, evading other vehicles. Scavenger's Odyssey, that's where players explore a sci-fi location using vehicles and defeat aliens using the scavenger beam and pulse cannons. There was also Ocean Descent. Players there descend to the depths of the ocean and observe different marine life. Danger Ball was pretty fun. It was a sports game in which you use your head to hit a ball. And then The London Heist, a first-person shooter in which the player controls a mobster who is tasked with stealing a diamond and is really one of the standout experiences. It showed that AAA quality games were possible on the PlayStation VR, and it left us wanting so much more than its 20 minutes of gameplay gave us. Today, I'm happy to say Sony has released the spiritual successor to The London Heist, and it's now my all-time favorite VR game. In Blood and Truth, you play, or rather star, in the best action movie I have ever experienced as British Commando Ryan Marks, who comes home after his father's funeral to find out a rival organization is trying to muscle the rest of your family out of the family business. It's never said what that business is, but you get the idea pretty quickly that it's not exactly legal. Now, you can play this with the standard DS4 controller, but really, you want to use the moves, giving you the ability to manually reload your gun, throw grenades, and even climb and crawl during this 6-hour adventure. It really brings you that much closer to actually being in the game. You grab ammo off your chest to reload your weapons, and you can even flick the double-barrel shotgun and revolver closed after you put in the ammo. If you remember the awesome firefight on the highway from the London Heist, then you'll be happy to know that they start this game with that level of excitement, with an equally heart-pounding car chase in just the first few minutes of the game. If you have ever wanted to feel like you were part of a James Bond, Jason Bourne, or even Die Hard movie, then this is what you've been waiting for. Blood and Truth has a great storyline full of some of the best character animation I have ever seen, even if it was getting really close to the uncanny valley in places. The whole world feels full of life, and they vary the action so things never actually get boring for you, and you're always looking forward to what kind of new experience is around the corner. From gunfights in many locations, to jumping off a crane high above the city, to picking locks, hacking security panels, climbing the side of a building, and crawling through air ducts, it was so thrilling and well put together that I didn't even once care that this is essentially a rail shooter. There is little to no free movement, and I didn't mind one bit. I see games as interactive movies. One of the only things that I hate about movies is that the good ones have to end. The Avengers Endgame was 3 hours long, and I would have loved it to stretch for 4 or even 5. That's the great thing about a good story. You don't want it to end, and the great thing about games, a good story could go on for hours more, or even tens of hours, or hundreds of hours, depending on the game. That's how it feels to play Blood and Truth. It's a great, amazing story that you live through, and you don't want it to end. You have to see what's around the next corner, and your heart pounds like a kid for the first time in a candy store for the whole ride. You start the game talking to a special agent who has caught you and is convincing you to cooperate. The first action sequence is a flashback to Ryan Mark's last mission and acts as a first-level tutorial to teach you how to move, shoot, and reload. You also get your first look at your equipment bag, complete with a screwdriver, wire snips, lockpick, and an extra fuse. You're supposed to take out the baddies and extract a colleague. This leads into a great car chase gunfight scene that lasts a full 3.5 minutes and shows off some great explosive slow-mo moments. You fly away in a helicopter to get to the intro and find out your father has died of a heart attack and you're heading back to London. The next scene sees you in an airplane and then being picked up at the airport by your brother. All the characters are very expressive, and as the story unfolds, you can look around the room to see all the NPCs reacting differently to what's going on. To your mom giving you concerned looks, to your sister rolling her eyes and grinning, and the bad guy showing his disdain for you and your family. You find out, though, that your family is not to be messed with, and you head on your quest to take out the bad guy and win the day complete with your own secret hideout base. This is where you learn to paint your guns and switch them out for others in your inventory, and they even give you a gun range to test everything out. The Move controllers really help make this a great game. Aiming feels natural, and I imagine pretty realistic to how well you can aim a real gun in the real world. The first mission is to infiltrate a casino and look for the boss. Your family serves as your support crew and allows you to listen in on the security radios. You find out that Tony Sharp, the rival boss, is not in the building, but you decide to go after his brother. Using security cams, you track him down. Your sister pulls the power to the building and allows you to take him out and escape. During these episodic moments, being on rails actually helps because you're not thinking about where you have to go next. You're enjoying the story and following the progression. You have just enough movement to give you some options. Everything's based on waypoints, and once you clear the room you're in, you can progress to the next waypoint and the next and the next. You're also able to strafe left and right in certain situations, but it all lends itself well to enjoying the story as an interactive movie. Between the action, they show off the capabilities of VR at every turn. One scene gives you control of a DJ booth, while another has you walking through an art gallery and shows off some great interactive displays, including one that lets you shoot a paintball gun and another that has you waving your arms in front of a sea of responsive lights. There's even an odd musical forest that you end up blowing up because you're having too much fun. There's even a few creepy moments to break up the action. I'm going to stop with the story because it is so good, and I really don't want to at least completely spoil it for you. But I will say, if you're an action movie fan and have always wanted to live through one of those movies, well, you need to play Blood and Truth. Gameplay is exciting. It will satisfy most people, even though you have limited movement. It's a game you will replay over and over, even if they didn't add anything, but they actually did. You have leaderboards, time trials, and the developer has even said that they will release a new Game Plus option, whatever that means. On the sound side of things, Sony has again provided AAA quality right down to the sounds of the guns. The only problem I had was that the larger guns maybe didn't sound as powerful as they probably should. Everything else, though, was top-notch, including the explosions and the voice acting. Visuals were pretty much the same. Very much the same as the London heist, with realism the main concern. Lighting was just about perfect, and the characters were modeled well, even though there was a little creepy realism, mainly with the sister. Thanks to this game, there is no longer a question of what you should show somebody who is new to VR. You just have to show them Blood and Truth and watch their minds melt at the awesomeness of this game. For being just the best VR game I have ever played, Blood and Truth for the PlayStation VR gets 5 out of 5 stars here on your weekly tech update. Thanks for watching your weekly tech update. If you have a story you think we need to feature on the program, get in touch with me. Send me an email at djraymcneil@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Your Weekly Tech Update, and check out the podcast. Audio and video versions available on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Audio Burst, and elsewhere on the interwebs. Till next time, I'm Ray McNeil. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. And now, here's your moment of joy. Your weekly tech update brought to you by Holiday Home Care, Phillip Island, Victoria, Australia. It's your turn to relax. Before you get on holiday on the island, contact Holiday Home Care. We can set up your residence or holiday rental, do the shopping for you, provide linen and towels, and make sure it's all ready by the time you get here, giving you more time to enjoy what Phillip Island has to offer. For more information, visit holidayhomecarepi.com or email holidayhomecarepi@gmail.com.